I got an email from Don and Marion Olson. Don's the executive director of the Montana Coaches Association, and he wrote a letter congratulating me, and it was pretty exciting news.
Hard to believe?
Yes, yes, because there's so many people that are so deserving, and you know, I've worked hard and done my stuff, but there's some other people out there that are just as deserving, so it's an honor to represent all the great coaches in Montana.
Is it crazy? It's already been, what, a couple of years since everything?
This is the second year out, yeah. The first year was really tough, I gotta tell you. But this year, with the weather being a little bit worse, I have not missed the cold. I don't think I could handle standing out in this.
Take me back to young you deciding that this is going to be the path that you take, that coaching volleyball, gymnastics, doing the football broadcasting, the track and field. I mean, how that all came about. Was there a light bulb moment that you knew that's what you wanted to do?
Well, in high school, I had a great mentor, Jane Pascoe, and I watched Charlie Merrifield and Pete Schonsberg and some coaches that I had there. And when I got to be a senior, my dad said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, you know, I think I'm going to go into law. And he said, why? And I said, well, girls' state, I got to do the mock trial, and I really had fun. And the judge talked to me, and I thought I'd go into law. And he said, you're not going to enjoy standing behind it or sitting behind a desk all your life. He said, think again. He said, what do you really want to do? And I said, okay, I really want to teach PE, and I want to coach. And so that's what I went to Montana State. That was always my intention, to teach high school physical education and get into coaching. And back then when you started, you did everything, and so I did everything. Learned almost all the sports, did something I crowd controlled, I announced, I timed football, I did a lot of everything.
A memory maybe from each one of those sports, something that stands out. If we mentioned the gymnastics, if we mentioned the volleyball, track and field obviously being the most difficult to pick a memory from.
Oh, they're all, you know, gymnastics had such a different type of coaching, because gymnastics, there's so many different skills, and you add on and you add on. And the kids, I mean, they're just fantastic. They were just so much fun to work with. And you always, once you learned one thing, there was something to add on to it. And so it was a non-stop learning process. Volleyball, I gotta say, I was not the best volleyball coach. I was actually found out about myself that I'm a better individual sport coach than I was a team sport coach, even though I was a team sport player in softball in the summers and volleyball, and did gymnastics and track also in college. But so volleyball, it was a learning curve, because I didn't start it until after they dropped gymnastics, and I wasn't quite prepared for some of the stuff. Doing cuts just about killed me. I couldn't handle that. I agonized, and it took me 3 weeks to get over cuts. I mean, it's hard for the kids, but I was just as bad. And track, just the socialization and seeing kids improve, and you know, keeping track of PRs and all the different things that were involved. I just loved every minute of it.
The Helena Sports Hall of Fame that's over here, you've got a little bit of a preview as to what's to come, but I mean, how many people were here for that? How many people are going to be going out there this summer for the National Hall of Fame induction, the lunch and stuff?
Oh, I've got a few of my family members, and I think Linda Paul's going to hop in with us, and then there's some other Montana coaches that are being honored out there, so there'll be a few of us out there. It'll be kind of fun.
And then finally, you talked about not wanting to be out in this cold weather. You haven't been. You've been volunteering in something else outside of athletics.
I have. I've done a few volunteer jobs. I'm working at the Vocal Credit Union on the supervisory committee. And a really crazy, intense thing, I volunteered with AARP Tax Aid to help people do their taxes a couple days a week. And a great group of people that have, I'm just amazed every day I go in there that these volunteers, some of them have been there over 20 years, helping people get their taxes done and helping seniors to know the ropes of tax world, and it's really been a unique experience.
And then finally, fans want to know what's one thing that you miss and maybe one thing that you don't.
The don't is obviously the cold weather. Oh, the kids. That relationship with the kids and my assistant coaches. You know, I had wonderful, wonderful coaches along the years, 40 years worth of assistant coaches, and they kept me going. I mean, I just had to ramrod the whole thing. I carried the clipboard. I always looked good, but they were the ones that did the work.